Sole Trentino. Tani Seagrave is your Val di Sole World Cup champion. What an incredible run, what a return.
The Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series goes again this weekend on the Val di Sole. In the heart of the Italian Alps, it's truly a mountain biking paradise. The downhill World Cup contenders must charm the Black Snake, one of the series' most notorious tracks. Named after the tree roots that litter the trail, they throw up a sizable challenge. At just over 2 kilometers long, an average gradient of 24% and total drop of 550 meters, taming this course requires more technical skill than most. '20 World Champion Marine Cabirou chasing the time of Jess Blewett. Now, the French star, having won here in 2019, she certainly knows what it takes to tame the Black Snake. Already improved massively from being down after split one to being up. A steady build this season, strong and consistent as ever. Now there's team manager Gabe Fox as she goes 1.5 seconds into the lead. Well, Jess Blewett fastest in the final 2 splits. Can Cabirou remain in front and unseat her? Yes, she can, increasing her lead. She's setting down quite the marker. Well, quite the performance from Cabirou. 2 series wins in 2024, but she's yet to get on the top of the podium this season. But she is blowing away the rest of the field. And with only 4 more to come, it's Cabirou who's the one to beat. Valentina Hull makes her attempt. The rainbow jersey looking to fly here in Val di Sole Trentino. But the YT mob watching on, looking for their first win in 2025. They'd love to celebrate a maiden triumph in the Italian sun. And so far, so good, but a long way to go. For the world champion, so much in command of her positioning on the track, as well as finding podium places. But now she's slipped somewhat. You can see the frustration etched over the team's faces. Well, she seemed to lose some time, stalling in tight turns, and her advantage has vanished. And it's Cabirou who continues to lead, but just 1.2 seconds ahead of the defending world champion. So the fastest qualifier, the last to go, Monika Rasnik. Well, it's a new team, Aeon Racing, and got their competitor going last. A great achievement already, so early in development. But can they go to the very top in what would be the Slovenian's first ever World Cup win? But she's going to have to be faster than that woman in the picture, looking stressed. Caribou watching on. Well, neat and tidy, aggressive, but for the moment, Rasnik just not with the pace. Third here in 2018, again in 2024. It's certainly looking like being Aeon Racing's first ever World Cup podium. Rasnik takes third, and it's Cabirou back on top. But huge celebrations for Rasnik. What a brilliant weekend. And it's French star Marine Cabirou who's in fits of ecstasy.
My beginning of the season was not super good for the moment, so I was fighting a bit to be on the podium and at the top again. So I'm really happy to win today. It was a really challenging weekend. I tried to push, the track was really destroyed, so I give my best and finally that paid off.
A 10th downhill World Cup win as Caberu held off Hull by just 1.2 seconds, Raznik earning Aeon Racing a historic first World Cup podium. Caberu earned 2 series wins in 2024, the 28-year-old now back on top for the first time this season. In the men's field, Jackson Goldston qualified quickest, but could the Canadian earn a 3rd consecutive win? So it's the French national champion Thibaut Deprella, and he'll be all action down this course. Just awaiting the first split times. Taking around 44 miles an hour. And already it's a quicker time, 1.381 up in split 1. Well, he lost his chain in the opening section, but he has not let that hold him back. Zawar looking on, but the Swede's time has been beaten by just over 2 seconds. No chain, no problem. So the penultimate to go, Troy Brosnan. What can the Adelaide native throw down before Johnson Goldstone goes last? With 4 career wins to his name, a 5th would equal the Hall of Team Manager and downhill legend Fabien Barel. Well, he's going to need to tidy things up a little bit to give himself an opportunity, but he's doing just that. Gabe Fox and Barel getting excited. Potential team double delights across the women's and men's elites. Well, remembering that Deprella didn't have a chain for most of the ride, and yet it's still tight. But the Aussie's done it. Man, did he enjoy that. He's given himself a chance of another World Cup win.
10 seconds.
Fastest times in training, Q1 qualifying. Can Jackson Johnstone, though, replicate it when it matters most? The Canadian just a little down on split 1, but there's a reason Brosnan is looking stressed on the sidelines. An injury-ravaged 2024, but Goldston has been blazing a trail and looking for a 3rd win in as many rounds. Still down on the times, but you get the sense it's going green very soon. And there it goes, 1.393. Over 60 kilometers an hour. He is soaring. As he comes into the finish, a little bit of flair for a fantastic ride. And he is unstoppable, untouchable. Goldstone, golden again. Brosnan can only appreciate the magic of this incredible Canadian. Top dog in Austria, then France. Jackson reigns supreme now in Italy.
That was a really good run from today. I felt like I was hitting all my lines good. There was moments I had my foot out, like dabbing 3 times in that one soft one, but man, yeah, that just came from a lot of motivation from the past 2 wins, and then, you know, just the confidence build in practice and everything. It just felt like it was going to happen. So yeah, that was a good one.
Goldston becoming Canada's most successful rider in World Cup downhill, denying Brosnan a 5th World Cup win, and Deprella with an impressive 3rd place. Triple triumphs mean Jackson remains the man to beat, getting used to his view on high.
Short track.
The most successful short track rider in elite women's history.
Richards, 2 out of 4.
Rob Peterson says, make mine a double.
Petersen, 2 out of the 4.
A statement attack from Blevins. Where did Christopher Blevins come from in that race?
Blevins, 4 out of 4.
Puk Pedersen has a 100% win record from race starts in this year's XCC series, but a top quality pack including world champion Evie Richards were ready for the challenge. Well, they held them for an awful long time, but finally they're able to let it rip into this race. Tension high, no one wanting to make an early error. So Jennifer Jackson taking up position at the front, followed by Berta and Risveds. She bided her time, but Puk Pedersen no longer hanging around. The front group have remained compact for now, but a sign of intent from the Dutch national champion. Well, just 4 laps remaining, yet the top 26 riders separated by a mere handful of seconds. Pedersen continuing to control from the front, but Jenny Risveld and Jennifer Jackson patrolling her movements. Well, heading into the final lap, 16 remain in the fight. So much talent, but only 3 places on the podium, and only space for 1 at the summit. Pedersen again, not just setting the tone, but putting her opponents in a world of pain. Risveld, the only one really able to hang on to her. A determining descent to come in the sprint for the line. Pedersen or Risveld. Risved's trying to cling to the back wheel of the young Dutch star. Has she anything in the tank to try and not just reel her in, but try and get past her? A dramatic finish to this short track test. It's an incredibly tight pack. Just 0.04 between the top 5, but it's Pedersen leading into the straight. Risveld tries her best, but she cannot deny the Dutch talent another short track win. Her name up in lights and left herself gasping for breath on the turf. A 3rd successive cross-country short-track victory for Puk, but just 0.11 seconds between the top 10, Laura Steiger earning 3rd. A 3-licious performance as Pedersen again lays down a marker. From short track to cross-country Olympic, the women preparing to go again in Val di Sole, Trentino. What did they have left in the tank? Underway, and the clear favourite cross-country Olympic and world champion Pedersen, but can someone reel her in this time? So a group of 3 riders already breaking away at the front of the race. Risved, Pedersen and Steiger, who are on the podium in the short track. Pedersen just having that slight lead to put the pressure on this small group as they hit the descent. Once again, it's the Dutch world champion who's making the field chase her down. A strong position, but Pedersen comes off her bike. Slipping, sliding, now just trying to get the momentum back. She's got time in hand, but it's a little bit of encouragement for her rivals. Splits in the chase groups. Maxwell and Steiger working together to try and reel in Pedersen. But this is just stunning power and persistence from Pedersen. A little help in the slipstream, but she has a 36-second advantage over Maxwell. And surely on the last lap, that is all she wrote. The battle behind now is for the podium with Risveld and Steiger. neck and neck. Well, it was tight in the short track. This time, it's utter dominance. And that means she can enjoy the moment, soak it up with the fans. And it is a big smile as she crosses the line. Puk Pedersen, picture perfect for the second meet in a row. No shame in being second to her. Samara Maxwell shows her love as she takes second place for Decathlon Ford Racing. But it's a sprint to the line for the final spot on the podium, but she's got enough gap, and it is back-to-back podiums for Steiger. But it's record-breaking as Pedersen, the first woman to win back-to-back rounds in both World Cup disciplines.
It's great, and I try to enjoy it as much as possible. Took a lot today, especially when I heard they were coming closer and closer, and I heard a bit how Laura attacked and went all in. I was like, oh, especially here, the climb in the back, it was almost undoable.
Puk Pedersen producing a second perfect weekend. Overall series leader Samara Maxwell second, Steiger third again. But the undoubted star of the show, Puk Pedersen. From one history maker to potentially another, Christopher Blevins looking to be the first man ever to win the opening UCI cross-country short-track World Cup rounds of a season. The men's elite final gets underway. Last year's winner Samuel Gaze will be looking on. He's recently become a father, so he'll be a new winner in 2025. A strong start from Luca Schwarzbauer. The Canyon man upping the pace in a bid to break the large leading group, tightly packed together. Well, Blevins and Specialized Factory Racing teammate Victor Koretsky among those battling for position. Schwarzbauer still trying to control from the front. Really starting to get close to the finale. Schwarzbauer having to work so hard. He's expended so much energy. And now Blevins has made his move. Incredibly unbeaten on the short track in 2025. Can anyone reel in the American with the last lap underway? Well, just keep an eye on the speedometer. It is absolutely soaring as Blevin does likewise away from the pack. This is just utter domination, not just today, but in this series so far. No one can live with the red arrow. Well, teammate Koretsky had to tighten his shoe coming into the last lap, but he still managed to be there to see his teammate cross the line first. Blevins on the big screen, and he is just unbeatable. Blevins a history maker with a fifth win in a row. Victor Koretsky making it a team 1-2 with Luca Schwarzbauer holding on for the podium. And just like Puk Pedersen, Blevins into the history books. Well, the men's elite back for the cross-country Olympic round 5. Val di Sole, Trentino, and finished the weekend in the Italian sun in style. Blistering conditions, but they are underway. Pedal to the metal. Who will come out on top? Blevins with a quick start, looking to emulate the double delight of Pedersen. That's an hour in the saddle, and it's Mathis Azzaro who's leading the race. A Frenchman just ahead of Italian champion Luca Braidot. 7 seconds separating them now, but there's still Martin Bidaure Kosman lurking not too far away. Well, the Chilean really putting the work in. Still looking for an elusive World Cup victory, but showing great strength in the legs to breeze past the Italian champion. Can Braidot respond with Azzaro up the road? A skip and a jump down the descent. Well, Vida Ure wasn't happy with the pace set by Braidot, and he has set himself on course to battle with Azzaro. Still time to eat in to the 11-second lead of the Frenchman of Origine Racing Division. The Chilean champion leaving the rest behind. It certainly looks like Azzaro or Vida Ure for the win. Well, he's not just caught up. Vida Ure taking the bulls by the horns. What does Azzaro have left? Well, it was a game of cat and mouse. But now bouncing down the weaving track, Vida Ure is making his claim for a first ever World Cup win. The Specialized Factory racing rider holding nothing back. And now he can take the congratulations. He has a quick look back to be sure. Now he can soak up the moment and enjoy it in Val di Sole. 3 years in the elites, now a World Cup winner. Azzaro in the end, he recognises the brilliant performance of Vida Ure. And another podium finish for self-supported rider Fabio Puntaner. But the moment belonged to Vida Ure, but most of all for Chile.
It's been a long way to be here. It's my 3rd year in the lead, and just win a World Cup is just all what you want. So I'm more than happy, and this is for my people, for my country. It's just amazing. I'm so happy. So yeah.
A historic win for Vida Ure Cosman and for Chile, the first from his country to earn victory in a UCI World Cup. One weekend ends, but it only gets the appetite whetted for the next.